5th June 2022, Madhuban, Avyakt BapDada, Om Shanti, revised 17th of March 1991. The Murli's title is To be seated on the elevated seat as a swell of contentment, be a contented and carefree soul. Today, BapDada is seeing his swells of contentment from everywhere. The confluence age is the age for remaining content and making others content. The speciality of Brahman life is contentment. Contentment is the greatest treasure of all. Contentment is the personality of purity of Brahman life. With this personality, you easily become a special soul. If there isn't the personality of contentment, you cannot be called a special soul. Nowadays, two types of personality are praised. One is the personality of a physical body, and the other is the personality of a position. In Brahman life, the personality of contentment is visible on the face and an expression of a Brahman soul who has the greatness of contentment in his Brahman life, and the personality of the position of the elevated stage is visible. The basis of contentment is to be full of all attainments that have been claimed from the Father. That is to say, the soul is content. The cause of this contentment is a lack of attainment, and the cause of contentment is having all attainments. This is why BapDada gave all of you Brahmins children the full inheritance as soon as you took Brahman birth, or did Baba give lesson to some and more to others. BapDada always says to all the children, remember the Father and the inheritance. The inheritance is all the attainments. All the powers are included in this. All the virtues are included, and the knowledge is also included. All the powers, all the virtues, and the full knowledge. It isn't just knowledge, but it is full knowledge. It isn't just the powers and the virtues, but all the powers and all the virtues. The inheritance is full of everything. That is, it is complete. There is nothing lacking. Every Brahmin child receives the full inheritance, not half. It isn't that out of all the virtues you receive two virtues and someone else receives another two virtues. The full inheritance means it is complete and perfect. Since each one receives the full inheritance where there are all attainments, there would be contentment. BapDada was saying the personality of contentment of all the Brahmins and was seeing to what extent each one has developed his personality. There is no name or trace of discontentment in Brahman life. This is known as experiencing the pleasure of Brahman life through this personality. The pleasure of Brahman life is in this personality. This is a life of pleasure and a life of enjoyment. The meaning of tapasya is that the personality of contentment is visible in your eyes, on your face, in your expression, and your activity. Baba was creating the rosary of such jewels of contentment. How much of the rosary would have been created? A jewel of contentment means a flawless jewel. The sign of contentment is that a contented soul will experience the self to be satisfied, and others would be satisfied with that soul. In the stage of being satisfied, the heart does not ask questions. One is a heart that is satisfied, means prasanna, and the other is a heart that asks questions, means prashna. Prashna means questions. Someone with a satisfied heart remains satisfied because of being knowledgeful about the drama and does not ask questions. Whatever questions arise in you about the self or others, you yourselves get the answer first. You were told previously too not to ask what or why, but to put a dot. Not what or why, but a full stop, a dot. In 1 second, have the expansion. In 1 second, have the essence. Someone who is satisfied to such an extent remains constantly carefree. So check. Do I, a dwell of contentment, have the signs in me? BapDada has given everyone the title Jewels of Contentment. So BapDada is asking, oh, jewels of contentment, are you content? Are you always content with yourselves? That is with your efforts, with the efforts of transforming your sanskars, with the percentage of your efforts and your stage. Okay. Second question. Are you always content with your mind, words, and actions? That is, with the service that takes place through relationships and connections. In all three, not just in one type of service, but are you always content with all three types of service you do? Do you check to what extent you are content? Okay. Third question. Are you always content with yourselves and with others when forming a connection or relationship with all souls? This is because during the year of tapasya, this is the fruit of success of tapasya that you have to attain. Let there be contentment with yourselves, with service, and with others, with everything. You did yoga for 4 hours. That is very good. You will reach 8 hours from 4 hours. That too is good. Become an embodiment of success with yoga. Yoga is the method, but what success did you achieve with this method? To connect your yoga is the method, and the attainment from having yoga is the success. Just as you have had the aim to have 8 hours yoga, in the same way, keep a clear and elevated aim to achieve the result of these three types of contentment. Some children consider themselves to be content due to their own cleverness. Don't be content in that way. One is when your heart accepts, and the other is when your head accepts. You are content with yourselves. When your head thinks, what worries do we have? We are carefree. To consider yourselves with your head to be content is not contentment. You have to understand this accurately. Experience the signs of contentment in yourselves. Let your heart always be satisfied. Let there be that personality. If you consider yourselves to have that personality, but others don't consider you to have that personality, it means you are just pleasing yourselves. So there shouldn't be contentment of that kind. But you have to become a contented soul from the correct experience. Contentment means that your heart and the head will always be at rest. They will be in stage of comfort and happiness. They will not be restless. They will be happy and comfortable. Such jewels of contentment constantly sparkle as jewels on the Father's forehead. Check yourselves. Contentment enables you to receive blessings from the Father and all others. A contented soul will, from time to time, experience himself to be flying in the Viman of the blessings of the Father and all others. Thus, blessings are the flying vehicle for such souls. They will constantly experience themselves to be flying in the flying vehicle. Such souls will not ask for blessings, but blessings will come to them automatically. To be such a jewel of contentment means to be a tapasvi who is an embodiment of success. It is not success that is temporary, it is eternal and spiritual success. Baba was saying such jewels of contentment. Let each one of you ask yourselves, who am I? You have very good zeal and enthusiasm for the year of tapasya. Each of you is doing it according to your capacity and also has enthusiasm for the future. This enthusiasm is very good. Now reveal the attainment you have claimed from doing tapasya in your life and in your relationships and connections with all others. You do experience this in yourselves, but you mustn't just keep your experiences in your mind and intellect. Let them come into your behavior and on your faces. Put them into your relationships and connections. Only then will they first be revealed within you. Then they will be revealed in your relationships and they will then be revealed on the stage of the world. The drums of revelation will then beat. Your memorial is the scriptures says that Shankar opened his third eye and destruction took place. Shankar means the bodiless stage, the tapasvi form. This means to make the snake of vices into a garland around your neck and constantly experience an elevated stage and be seated on an elevated seat. The third eye means the eye of becoming perfect, the eye of becoming complete. When you tapasvis are in your complete state and have the thought of world transformation, this nature will dance the dance of complete upheaval. It will dance the dance of creating calamities. You will be unshakable and it will create upheaval. Why is that? Who would clean up the whole world? Could human souls do that? So the upheaval of this air, this earth, and the water of the ocean will cleanse everything. You have to create such a complete stage with this tapasya. Nature will accept your order through your thoughts when your constantly cooperative faculties, mind, intellect, and sanskars first accept your order. If your constantly cooperative senses do not accept your order, how would nature accept your order? Let there be such a high stage of powerful tapasya that everyone has the same thought at the same time. The thought of a second means transformation, and nature should become present. You Brahmin souls of the world have world peace yoga at the same time. Everyone has one thought of remembrance at the same time. At this way, through everyone's thoughts, nature will start the dance of upheaval. This is why you say that there will be world transformation through self transformation. How will this old world be transformed and become new? Through the powerful thought of all of you. When everyone has the same thought, together transformation will take place. So, do you understand what you have to do? This is what is called tapasya. Acha, BapDada is always pleased to see the double foreign children. This does not mean that he is not pleased to see the Bharat residents. At the moment, it is the double foreigner's turn. The father is always pleased with Bharat, and this is why he has come in Bharat and has made all of you into Bharat residents. So, at this time, are all of you foreigners or are you residents of Bharat? In being residents of Bharat, you are also residents of Madhuban. You like being Madhuban residents. Now finish service quickly so that you can become Madhuban residents. When you quickly finish giving the message to the whole world and come here, you will not then be sent away. By that time, this place will also be ready. Look, the land here is very big, means Peace Park. Arrangements will be made there beforehand, and there will then be no difficulty for you. However, when the time comes, you will even slip on your suitcase. You will not get a bed. That will be a different time altogether. That time will be different from this time. Now let the message through the service you do be the same in your mind, words, and actions. It is then that the speed of service will become fast. Be powerful in your mind, knowledgeful in your words, and loveful in your relationships and connections. That is your actions. Let all these three be experienced at the same time. This is called doing service at a fast speed. Acha. Are all of you all right in your bodies and minds? You come from far away, and so BapDada is happy seeing the happy children who have come from far away. However, even though you come here from far away, you are still all right because you come by plane. Acha. BapDada is giving special love and remembrance to those who have come from the first time in this cycle. Those who have been before and have come again, raise your hands. Nevertheless, you have good courage. You go back to earn money for your ticket and come back. This also is way to have remembrance. We have to go. We have to go. When you come here, you think that you have to go back to the foreign lands, but as soon as you leave, you think about coming back here. When you have arrived here, you think about going back. The time will come when that government will think that these Brahmin souls are the beauty of Abu. Acha, to all the great, contented souls in all four directions, to be elevated souls who constantly have satisfied hearts, to those who remain carefree, to the souls who are servers and who do service at the fast speed in all three types of service at the same time, to those tapasvi souls who are seated on the seat of an elevated stage, BapDada's love, remembrance, and namaste. The spiritual children says namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Avyakt BapDada meeting groups. Do all of you consider yourselves to be holy swans? What is the special task of a holy swan? Means they all give their own ideas. Are all the specialities you have spoken about in your practical actions? Apart from you Brahmins, who else can become holy swans? Therefore, say with spiritual intoxication that just as the Father is always ever pure, and he puts all the powers into action all the time, in the same way, you holy swans always put all the powers into practical form and you remain constantly pure. You were that and you will always remain that. You remember all three aspects of time. Do you not? BapDada is pleased to see the part of the children that they have played many times before. This is why you don't find it difficult, do you? The word difficult cannot enter the dreams of those who are master almighty authorities. Does the word difficult exist in the dictionary of Brahmins? It doesn't exist somewhere in small print, does it? You are also knowledgeful of Maya, are you not? When you are full, you cannot fail. What is the reason for failure? When you know it in advance, why do you fail? If someone knows in advance and then fails, what would you call that one? When something happens, the reason you fail is that you feel, means have feelings about something or other. You have the flu of feeling. Do you know about the flu does? It makes you weak. When you have flu, something may be a small thing, but you make it big. Therefore, become full. You mustn't fail. You have to pass. Whatever situation arises, continue to pass through that, and you will pass with honor. So, you have to pass means overcome. You have to pass and you have to remain pass means close. When you say with intoxication that no one else has as much love for BapDada as you, then since you have love, do you want to remain close or far away? So you have to remain very close and pass. Those of you from UK will fulfill all BapDada's hopes, will you not? What is the father's number one pure desire? BapDada is especially asking those from the UK. You have to bring the big mics who can become instruments to reveal the Father and come close to the Father. Now, mics should definitely emerge from the UK, America, and other countries, but one are those who are cooperative, and others are those who are close and cooperative. So prepare such mics. Generally, there is good growth and service, and it will continue to grow. Acha. The children from Russia are young, but they are lucky. How much love do you have for the father? It is good. BapDada is happy with the courage of the children. You have now forgotten how to labor. Acha. Blessing. May you have a right to receiving blessings by doing charitable work with your every thought, word, and deed. Explanation. Have this determined thought by yourselves throughout the day with your thoughts, words, and actions. You will be a charitable soul and continue to perform charity. An instant fruit of performing charity is blessings from every soul. So accumulate blessings from your every thought and word. Let thanks for cooperation emerge from the hearts of those in relationship and connection with you. Only such souls receive a prize. Slogan. Constantly stay in the company of the One Father and make the Father your companion. Thus is great news. Om Shanti